Welcome to Channel 17, the Town of Colonie Government Channel.
Hello and welcome to The Money Factor. I'm Richard Naylor, your host. Today our topic is nonprofit fundraising through the Freihofers Community Walk. We have three guests, Catherine Hedgeman from Stakeholders Foundation, Alicia Jacobs from AJ Management, and Patricia Tullgren from Equinox. I want to welcome you all to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Great
cause we have. Let's tell people first, though, what this community walk is about. We were talking a little bit earlier, Alicia, about how people think about the Freihofers 5K, and maybe the community walk is a little bit in the shadow because the walk is internationally, the run is internationally known.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the Freihofers Community Walk is going into its 22nd year. For some people, it might be the first time they've heard about it because they are more familiar with the Freihofers Run for Women. This event takes place on the exact same day, June 5th.
June 5th, mark that calendar.
And we are actually in the process of recruiting nonprofits to get involved because the walk is actually a great opportunity for them to raise both funds and awareness, especially coming off of a difficult financial year. This is a great opportunity for them to recoup some of the money. And as far as the details, any nonprofit that's locally can participate. There's an actual form that they can go online to access. And right now, we have 51 walk teams from different nonprofits last year. We're looking to exceed that this year. And we did a kickoff about a week ago where we supplied materials and information to all the nonprofits.
So it's a big walk, and the purpose is to raise money for people's nonprofits, organizations, whatever the cause, right? Anything in general that Alicia left out that people would need to know to understand what this is all about?
Well, I think historically, Freihofers, they've been doing this since, I believe, 1997, 1998, somewhere's around there.
Yeah, like
and
22
there
years.
Was, wow. Yeah, and there was fantastic participation, but over the years it had dwindled. And one of the things that Freihofers really wants to do is to have a good image in the community and thank the people that have supported their brand for many, many years.
And those good cookies.
Yes, and help give back to the community.
Okay.
So this is really part of how they do that. Because the walk is already set up at the Run for Women, all the nonprofits really have to do is show up and participate and raise money for their cause. The stakeholders was honored to participate in this and to partner with Freihofers, mostly because it was a good fit for our Get On Board program, which matches volunteers with non-for-profit organizations. And our role will be to recruit walkers to participate in the walk, to raise funds for nonprofits, and to also assist in attracting nonprofits to the event.
So how would you sum it all up of what this is about?
Well, from a nonprofit standpoint, it's a gift. I mean, it truly is. All the work is done for you ahead of time. The logistics are planned. Taking on a walk is a major undertaking. It takes months to plan. And Freihofers is giving a gift back to the community in allowing us to come to this and participate and receive 100% of the profit. It's just a wonderful thing that they're doing. And not to participate, it's just right there for you to take. You just got to get a group together, and really what your job as a nonprofit is just to gather walkers and come or gather sponsorship. And it's a wonderful day. That's the other side of it. It's just a great family day. And it's a great way to showcase your not-for-profit, too.
And Patricia,
at the same
you
time.
are from a nonprofit.
I am. I'm from Equinox. And we've been around for 40 years. We've participated in the Freihofer Walk on and off. I'll say we haven't been probably as diligent as we should, but I can't think of a better way to take advantage of a great event that's pre-planned for you, because that's a lot of work.
So you've really got all the infrastructure in place. The stage is set. You just need the nonprofit group to step forward and say, yes, I'm going to take advantage of this. And then I guess we should talk about a few other details.
I can show you.
Go ahead.
We've created this year to try to freshen up the event a little bit, since it's been around 22 years and since Freihofers is a baking company. Instead of cookies, we've provided a walk in a box kit, which includes for the nonprofits this year a brochure that's customizable for their organization, which they can put their logo on the backside of these. And then, so when they're out there soliciting the community, they can show they're participating in an official event, but yet all the money and the collection stuff goes back to the nonprofit, and they can build their database from that, as well as the poster that they can supply in the community to show they're participating in this, and also include their own logo on the bottom of the poster. And
so
all
that
these
one
tools
has
are
room
available.
just for their logo. They can customize it.
Exactly. But right now, we're in the solicitation mode of getting the nonprofits to sign up for this event. There's at least over 570 that have been asked to participate from the local community.
And you said last year there were 51?
51. So there's a good portion that can take advantage of this opportunity that just may not be aware that it exists. Like they've mentioned, all the logistics according to the date, the location, the security, the food, the entertainment.
Yeah, when you mentioned security the first time, I thought, wow, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Because it's on the same day as the Run for Women, they're expecting over 4,000 people there. They've provided all the logistical coordination for this event. So it's one less detail the nonprofits have to worry about, but really, come show up. We supply the food. They also supply T-shirts for the first 1,000 walkers. So all those things that you'd ordinarily take care of as a nonprofit are really taken care of for you. You gather the troopers, basically your supporters, make a team, and whatever you raise, 100% goes back to you, just as they were saying.
Right, and one of the other things that's really wonderful about this is you maintain the data. It doesn't go through the Freihofer organization or through the Walk organization. You maintain it. And Freihofer is a wonderful name to be associated with, too. That's the other thing that's really positive with this. And non-for-profit, it's a safe choice, it's a good choice, and it's something that is a really good way to take advantage of this opportunity.
And I guess each nonprofit is unique and has its own public. Some are better known than others. Some would like to be better known than they are.
Right.
And it seems like this might be a good opportunity for them to grow their name as well.
Absolutely.
Not only that, at this point, the stakeholders are still recruiting for volunteers for that day to help with registration, and to also hand out cookies and T-shirts, and to be along the walk route. On that day, we need at least 100, probably to 125 volunteers on that day to assist with the community walk itself. And of course, we're still looking for people who would like to walk for a nonprofit as well.
So there's actually a lot of ways that people from the community can give, can donate, I guess, to charities and to help out where it's needed. And that's an interesting point, because everybody can open their wallet, but some of our wallets are emptier than others. And if you just want to help, volunteer.
Well, the other interesting piece of all of this, and stakeholders exist to help design a sustainable community, is the healthy lifestyles component. And that you've been seeing a lot of stories about childhood obesity and also the epidemic of adult obesity in the United States. And I think both the Run for Women, the Community Walk, and there's also a Kids Walk in between there, a Kids Run, is really an effective way not only to get volunteers, but to encourage people to live a healthy lifestyle. And I think that in and of itself is a great thing about this particular event, is you're not only volunteering, but you're also out there being active.
That's great.
Another part of the volunteerism is for the nonprofits that are just short-staffed and you have a lot of things on your plate right now that you're trying to take care of on a day-to-day basis, is we're encouraging the nonprofits that have leaderships or committees or volunteers that would like to take this on for their organization to partner with their charity of choice and basically notify your charity, hey, there's an event, we'd like to participate and we'll do this for your organization. The organization still will have to register for the event so it's official, but there's an opportunity to be a leader in your organization to do this.
So I didn't follow that as well as I should have. I lost a little bit. So a person can Say that again in a different way.
Say if you have a charity of choice that you usually volunteer for, then
Okay.
they don't know about the Freihofers Walk, or they might have done it in the past and just didn't have the time to
Okay,
participate.
okay.
You can go back to your nonprofit and say, I would like to be the leader of the Freihofers Community Walk for your charity. Can you please sign up for it? And then you help them to start a team and raise the money for that cause.
So that's beautiful. That is a really community leader in a slightly different way, and that fits in with the stakeholders as well.
Yes, I mean, our focus is on people and how they contribute to the community through civic engagement, through volunteerism, through philanthropy in some cases. Again, the partnership with Freihofers was really a no-brainer for us, and we hope to have that partnership for years to come.
And from our standpoint, just to take that one step further, the last thing some not-for-profits really want to do is take on yet one more event. And this is just so really done for you if you can find a volunteer group of leaders to do the work for you, and they're out there. They're more than willing. We are working with a volunteer group who is going to take the lead on this, and we've actually focused it a little bit more at Equinox's perspective. We're calling it the Elder Empowerment Walk. So we're actually drilling down even further, saying don't just come walk for my not-for-profit, Equinox. We're going into a program that might attract some walkers that otherwise might not come out. So we're giving it a name within ourselves, and it's the proceeds from our portion of it are going to go to our elder abuse project in our domestic violence side of things. So there's so many opportunities here that you really just have to name it, you have to market it, and you have to show up. And I mean, what could be easier than that, really?
And let's try to make it even easier. But let's give the time a little bit of lay out the time. You're recruiting right now. Organizations. Mm-hmm. The walk is June 5th. How would you see this proceeding if you were XYZ organization? What would you do?
Well, to find out more information about the walk, I would suggest going onto the Freihofers websites at freihofersrun.com. Once you're into that website, there's an actual page for Community Walk. You just click that tab, and all the information that we've discussed today is also online. We did a presentation for all the nonprofits, like I said, just a short time ago, and that presentation's in a PowerPoint form online, so they can get all the logistical details in case it's a little bit confusing. From there, there's a form and a registration that they need to fill out as a nonprofit to say they want to participate in the event. We are encouraging everyone to do that by the 31st of March. So that there's another brochure that's going to go out in the community, similar to this one, but it's going to be in the grocery stores locally, Price Chopper supermarkets, so that if you're shopping and you just say, oh, I'd like to participate in it, what charity should I choose? Your charity will be listed on that brochure. Uh-huh. So there's a second version of the brochure besides this customizable one. So that deadline's the 31st.
Now the deadline, could someone sign up after that? Is it possible?
Yes, you just won't be listed in that brochure.
Okay.
So we're just trying to encourage so that we can get as many charities as possible.
That would be the best. If you didn't get in there, what would be a practical amount of time to leave to actually be able to get something out of this? And it might depend on the organization. You might have a bunch of people you could email and they would sign up quickly, but
I think since all the details are pretty much laid out for the individual nonprofits, it's just a matter of saying, do you want to really do something or not? If you get a group of people that can walk with you, raise money, that's fine. If you get people that you want to use it as a raising money platform and you have online capabilities to solicit donations online, and even if the people can't walk that day, it's another vehicle for them to raise money and recoup any money that they might have lost in a difficult economy.
Okay, so go to that website even if it's after March 31st.
Exactly.
We're also going to be promoting the walk through social media. Our organization in particular tends to focus on generations X and Y, and one of the things I've been finding even from our organization's standpoint is using social media can be a huge benefit. So not only will we use it to help market the community walk, I believe the Freihofers Run website will also be on the traditional Facebooks and Twitters and maybe the LinkedIn, and so we're hoping that through grassroots effort we can get to some people who wouldn't otherwise come out for the walk, and hopefully some younger people to help them get in the spirit of civic engagement, volunteerism, and philanthropy.
And then hopefully from the other angle, the young people are already into the social media, but we see more older folks every day signing up for LinkedIn or something like that, and hopefully they also might be able to learn how to market themselves through this process.
Yes.
So this could be a learning.
Online fundraising at this point is a new hot topic and has done very, very well. If you, just for example, the Red Cross and raising money for Haiti and the $10 text message, I mean, they've raised millions of dollars because it's as easy as click here and send your $10 to whatever that charity is. So I think for most nonprofits, again, it's a staff issue, it's a time issue, it's a generational issue. That we have yet to tap into the online fundraising, and Web 2.0 is what they're calling it. Facebook and Twitter are probably old at this point, and the next thing is already in the hopper to come out. But I think nonprofits at this point are just getting used to what is already in existence and haven't yet used that to its fullest extent.
Well, that's pretty neat.
To Kate's point, one of the things that's really positive about this Freihofer walk opportunity is that the walk is now after the run. So you have a captive audience already there where you can showcase your not-for-profit, and you can explain to some people who might just stop by and say, gee, I've heard of you, what do you do? From Equinox's perspective, a lot of people know us from Thanksgiving, but they don't know what else we do the other 364 days of the year. So it's an opportunity not only to make money for your organization, but to showcase it and to you've got people there. I mean, what greater thing you can do? And the walk people, I mean, it's wonderful. You're provided with a table depending on the size of the tables, depending on how many walkers you have signed up. But just to have that already there for you, to put your information out, to meet people, to meet all these runners ahead of time. Maybe they'll stick around and walk for you if you can engage them after they've run. It's a great family day. And one of the other positive things is lunch. I mean, people love lunch, and that's a great addition this year. And they've done a fantastic job organizing this and putting it together.
What is it like to take part in that in terms of how does it feel? You know, it's a big event. There are a lot of people around.
Yeah.
Any idea? Could you give people a sense of what it feels like to be part of that?
Well, I think most people in the community know or have at least heard of the Freihofers Run for Women, but what I don't think they realize, and of course I didn't even realize, and I've lived here my entire life, is the international attraction, and that the run itself is a really big deal. It's a sports qualifier for Olympic trials, and people from around the world women from around the world come to run in it. It's a great way to show off the city of Albany, and from a visitor's standpoint. And you know, one of the things that has been a lot in the press lately is our image of ourselves. And I think the Freihofers partnership and hosting the Run for Women and bringing in visitors is a positive piece that we could be marketing to show off our area, and otherwise probably wouldn't be if not for Freihofers' sponsorship of that. And so to be part of a community walk and to have been asked by Freihofers to do that, the stakeholders again and would also like to see our self-esteem in this community rise about what we do have here. So we are thrilled to be part of that from that perspective. Plus, at the end of the day, if we raise, let's say, out of all the nonprofits and their walkers, $500,000 that goes back out into the nonprofit community, that's exceptional in times like these. So this is probably the biggest thing that stakeholders has been a part of since its inception.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is.
And in the 22 years the walk's been around, they've raised over $1.1 million for local nonprofits. So this year, with all the efforts from word of mouth from one individual to the next to being showcased on different forums such as this, and just getting a grassroots effort, we hope to surpass any goals that we've raised in the past, but both the number of teams that participate and the number of charities that are able to raise money.
And you can put as little effort into it or as much as you want. You know, the years that I've been there, I've seen teams with their own T-shirts. I've seen, you know, posters and banners and walking in memory of or walking for various reasons and causes. And I've seen individuals with 3 or 4 walkers. But it's just being a part of it and experiencing it and taking advantage of this wonderful opportunity that Freihofers is presenting to the community. as I said earlier, the logistics of planning a walk are incredible. To get it in the middle of downtown Albany and have that participation is
Right.
is just, amazing.
Right, if I were trying to raise money for a PTA, I might not be able to get the Albany Police
To
Department
shut down the
stop
city.
traffic.
Let's shut down a few
yeah.
streets here, it's just a great opportunity. But I think also, as I said earlier, to showcase your not-for-profit. I mean, if you can even if you didn't have walkers and you wanted to register and come and just participate in that part of it, it's a wonderful opportunity.
Let's talk a little bit about what people could do to get the most out of it. How can you raise the most money, the most awareness? Any suggestions to organizations that either have already signed up or that might?
Well, one thing you can do is contact the stakeholders. Part of what we do is, as I mentioned before, help to find talent and volunteers to assist nonprofits in their own capacity building. And so if you're looking for a team or some volunteers to walk for you, we might be able to help you with that. We fundraise, of course, and also have some best practices that we could share. I think you need a good 30 days prior to the event to have people start asking their friends and family and businesses to support them because 30 days goes by pretty fast,
right.
And you're getting ready for the walk. And sometimes people take a little time to get the money in and so on and so forth. So I would give yourself at least 30 days. And I always tell my younger people who aren't yet really that established in the community to start with your mom. Mom's not going to say no.
It's always good to start on a positive
Right,
note.
right. And they laugh when I say that to them. But, and of course, we're talking about smaller gifts here. We're not talking about large gifts. I think what people should consider is that, yes, it might be a small part. You might have one small team that may only raise a couple $1,000s collectively, but that's the idea, and that in times like these, if you can't write that big check, when you join together with other people and you pool your money, you can have a high-impact donation to a nonprofit that really, really needs it.
Yes.
Well, I think a lot of nonprofits, the smaller ones, a couple thousand would certainly go
Absolutely.
a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that, even if from a larger perspective, as I said earlier, if maybe you can even focus what you're walking for, give people a reason to join your team, and try to maybe give it a little bit more of a concise program that you might be talking about. I think that's important too.
So keep your message
Keep
simple.
your message pretty simple, but keep it clear and keep it just, focus in on what you really think would be an appropriate place for these funds to go.
And I've always heard that telling a story, if you have time,
Yes.
of a real case where
Yeah.
you've helped people, and,
Yeah.
and so that's a great demonstration.
Yeah.
Some of the other nonprofits that have their own walks usually have a minimum dollar value per walker. I would suggest you kind of set goals for your organization as a dollar figure you want to raise. It could be something simple. And then same thing for an individual walker. There is no requirement for this. I've been asked that question. So if you say like, you want to raise $100, ask 10 people for $10 and just go through your list from your hairdresser to your cleaning person.
You tip them enough.
Yeah.
And it literally $100 comes quick when you're doing it in $10 increments. The same thing is you can do letter writing campaigns for your organization where you have someone who's passionate about the cause, write a letter, share that with others and pass it on. And
Right.
now because of social media and email and other ways, share that message multiple times. It's about telling your story, to get it out as many times as you can. But also what I've seen is other groups such as college education institutions have asked, can they walk on behalf of charities? So that goes indirectly, like really sign up your organization so that people can pick you. So there's many opportunities, and kind of setting goals, I think, is the first thing to doing that, making sure you sign up and then set a goal for your organization.
And so then, of course, your message for your organization needs to be very clean and compelling.
Yeah.
And that makes the whole job, I would think, much easier.
There's so many good charities out there, and I think it's every day there's another nonprofit being formed, and just through this experience I've come across many that are in the last year just starting out as a nonprofit. So this is an excellent opportunity for them to showcase themselves when they're just at the grassroots stage, but also for existing walks such as heart and cancer and those bigger organizations. Some of them are using this as an opportunity to get an additional kick to their event. So you still have your event, but use this as a leverage to raise awareness for
Absolutely.
that one too.
Great.
That's a good point.
Do you want to give a few examples of other organizations that are already doing it?
The American Red Cross
that's a big
has
one.
signed up, yes. I had talked to them earlier this year because we knew that this was coming. And, I mean, they have a pretty good apparatus and administrative
And
infrastructure.
they still want to use this.
Absolutely, because, again, it's really, really easy, and it also involves people. I mean, the basic fundraising piece of all charities is the generosity of people. And the more people that we can get to get them involved, again, at smaller levels, it's not always the dollar amount, it's participation.
That's right.
And, you know, I'm trying to think of, there's the American Red Cross, there's St. Catherine's Center for Children is another organization that's participating. The stakeholders will also have their own team. We will be raising our funds for our Get On Board program that helps build capacity for nonprofits. So we're killing two birds with one stone there. I know Equinox is part of that.
The current list is online on that website for
Okay.
someone to, if they're just interested, hearing about it for the first time.
Just to see who's really doing that.
Exactly. So they can find out the nonprofits they can choose from, and that list is updated every time someone signs up. So as of yesterday, there was 34 nonprofits. So we're past the halfway mark for how many nonprofits were
you're just
participating last year.
starting.
Right, exactly.
The other thing that I think is key to this, too, is there's no cost. There's no cost involved.
You can't say that too many times.
No, you can't. And, you know, you go to the Freihofer website and you sign up, and the rest is up to you. I mean, it's as much as you want to do. It's as far-reaching as you want it to be. But, again, it's such a community event. I can't see why a not-for-profit wouldn't want to be part of this, and why they wouldn't support this wonderful event, you know, in some way. It's such a gift that they're giving back. And it's a great opportunity.
Let's talk about some of the other events taking place the same day, and then we can come back and wrap up, because we really want people to focus on this part of the event, especially, unless they're running, and then,
Yeah.
and that's different. But
They can come
what-
walk for us if they're
That's
running, though,
true.
afterwards.
So what else is going on that day?
And the weekend starts, the event is on June 5th, but on that Friday evening, they're doing an expo at the South Concourse at the Empire State Plaza. They're kind of a health expo along with other allied organizations. Then they're doing the race at 7:30 that morning on Saturday. That's the Freihofers.
What is that health expo? Talk a little more about that. I know there are a lot of booths.
They're getting
Who goes to that?
a lot of the nonprofits, some of them are participating in, some companies that have allied businesses to the run or the walk or the community will be showcasing their
So that's
information.
another way to promote
Yeah.
your organization.
Exactly.
And how many people come to that?
That number I don't know off the top of my
But
head.
I've seen pictures. It looks really busy.
They have a good turnout all weekend. They're expecting 4,000 plus runners for the event.
And the
Alone,
families
yeah.
and
Yeah.
entourage.
And then you get the number from the nonprofits. So it's really a kind of a family atmosphere festival with entertainment, food, and part of the community really just soaking it up.
So it's great to put onto that this community walk as well.
And they've changed the time for the community walk this year. It's going to be at 12:30, so you can come watch the race, and then you'll be there throughout the day. And the same thing will allow the runners to participate in the walk as well if they choose to do that.
So the fast runners will be long done. If I were running, it might be the afternoon, and I could come. I could come back, and you could catch me finishing after that.
They are also doing a sports walk, which might be new to some. That it's actually a faster paced walk, and they're doing a clinic for that, and showing people healthy lifestyles and how you can still lose weight through diet and exercise, but instead of just doing a regular walk, a faster paced one. So
Okay.
there's a sports walk that we're participating in that day too.
It's a wonderful festival.
The thing that's also nice too that you can sell this walkabout to people who might not really be walkers is it's 1.8. Is that 1.8 miles? So it's a very, very manageable amount of pace. I mean, it's not 5 miles. This isn't a 20-mile walk.
I see.
This is a very manageable
And
walk.
you can stop at any
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And
You can walk a little bit and come back,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
And the course, you mentioned that it was downtown, but we
We've
can
changed-
show them the course. But talk a little bit about the course.
We've changed the route this year.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We've changed the route this year. Instead of sticking with the run route, which heads up Madison Avenue towards Washington Park.
Right, it kind of starts between the museum and
Yes,
Concourse.
yes. This year we shortened it a little bit, and most of the walk will be in a really close radius around the Empire State Plaza and back around to Madison Avenue. So it is shorter this year. It's more compact. We're hoping that a lot of families will come out because of that, and of course people who don't really do a lot of walking. And to make it easier, that if you started to walk and you just wanted to head back, you could certainly do that and enjoy the expo and the food and some of the kids' events that are going on.
it's a wonderful place. It's just a nice place to be. So I think we've covered most of it. Any last words that we should leave people with?
Probably just the awareness that this event exists. It's part of the Freihofers Run for Women, but it's the community walk, and there's an excellent opportunity for nonprofits to both raise money and awareness, and to check out the FreihofersRun.com website for more information.
Kate?
I would say free cookies.
Yeah.
That got my attention.
That's
right.
right.
When I saw that box this morning, I saw cookies, and there was nothing there.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity with little or no effort on the part of a not-for-profit to participate in this, and it shows your commitment to the community as a nonprofit as well by
Beautiful.
being there and supporting this.
And I was very encouraged that if somebody listens to all this and says, that's all great, and now I forgot something, that they can call or go to the website. Kate, you will even counsel.
Yes, you've got the FreihofersRun.com, and you also can go to our website at thestakeholders.org, and we will have information about that and a link as well to the Freihofers
Beautiful.
Community Walk.
Well, good luck.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show, that you take part in the community walk, and that you have a great week. Take care.
Welcome to Channel 17, the Town of Colonie Government Channel.